That's it right there. Let's go in here like this. You cut somebody, this is gonna be a problem. Real problem. Let me wait a couple more minutes before I start speaking, because if you tuned into my page, you have to understand you don't know which one of me you're going to get. I have many different sides. Some of you all know me for music. Some of you all know me for politics. Some of you all know me for activism. Some of you all know me for being a veteran. Either way, when you tune into one of my lives, you never know which one of us you're going to meet. So if you came here looking for someone else, this will be the time for you to click off. However, for the rest of you all who know me very well, you can imagine why I saw fit to go and dust off my combat gear, make sure all my weapons are ready, make sure that all my firearms are cleaned, that my ammo is stocked, that my medical is good to go, and that I am positioned. I've been getting a lot of calls this morning. I've got a lot of people sending me texts. I have individuals that have DM'd me asking me questions. So I figured that the best way to deal with this was for me to go live and talk to everybody at one time. And I will try to clear up some misconceptions that are out there about what has happened and what it actually means to each and every one of us, because what has happened didn't happen overnight. It has been building for about 10 to 15 years. And its stated objective was quoted back in 1999 by the US government. So, excuse me. So when people hear certain things, they automatically try to go to the street to get the answer. And sometimes the street can have you thinking the wrong thing. So let me get into this. So as you all know by now, on Friday, the second in command in the Iranian military government, Major General Qasem Soleimani. He's a very powerful 62-year-old spy master. He was the head of Iran's security machinery. He was killed by an American drone strike near the Baghdad airport in Iraq. The man was on his way to the airport, and they sent a drone, and it killed him. This was at night. Do not believe the media when they tell you that it was just a general bombing. What the hell is a general bombing? There's no such thing. This was a targeted strike, and it was actually blessed off on by yours truly, your president. So, what are the implications? And what do they mean now that we're 3 days into 2020, and already the trending topic on Twitter this morning is World War III? So let me unpack this very gently for those of you all who are wondering, if we do go to war, do you have to go? What does it mean to be drafted? As I look at my computer right now, the website for the Selective Service.gov has been jammed all morning. So people all across the country are trying to figure out what would happen if we went to war, because they actually can see the reality that the man that we currently have sitting in the White House is crazy enough to take this country into World War III. So, first thing I want to say is that the killing of Major General Qasem Soleimani was a big mistake by the United States. A huge mistake by the United States. This is not the same as when Clinton ordered the bombing in Syria when he was about to be impeached, because we did not recognize Syria as a formidable threat as we did Iran. Our history with the country of Iran is long and painful. And you have to remember there are always two sides to any story. I'm not taking sides. I'm making you aware of what has happened around you. And over the last 10 or 15 years, like a game of chess, they have positioned certain things so that if we find ourselves in a situation called World War III, that we will be able, and this is me speaking for them, not the we, me, that we will be able to fight effectively and have the soldiers, the equipment, and the weapons that we need to push our agenda. That's what war is. War is simply about agendas. But I need to talk about something first. Let's take a step back, y'all. Got to focus your mind. There's a lot of stuff happening right here in this country. Yes, we got kidnappings going on, and we still got police brutality going on, and we got our situations here. But don't have your head so deep in the sand that you don't see what's happening across the street. That's going to affect you too. So let me get into this real quick. I'm not going to hold you long. So the first thing we have to stop, we got to shift our terminology. Let's talk about the Middle East. They say, the Middle East, and people hear the Middle East as is portrayed through the Western media. And you always think that it's a special area. The Middle East of what? Let's call it what it really is. It's Northern Africa. Okay. It's the transcontinental region that includes Western Asia, but they don't include the Caucasus Mountains. And all of Turkey, including all of this European part, and Egypt, which is in North Africa. They use this, they call it the Middle East. That way they don't have to acknowledge Asia, Africa, and the other places that all of this is going on. All of the Middle Eastern countries are Arab countries. That's the Arab world. And you're talking about several religions that exist within that area. You've got Judaism, Christianity, Islams. The Arabs constitute the majority of the ethnic groups in that region. And you've got the Turks, the Persians, the Kurds, the Azeris, the Copts, the Jews, the Assyrians, the Iraqi. I can keep going. They've got just as many divisions amongst them as we have amongst us. We're not all just one collective group of Americans. If you come into America, you quick to find out there's people over there doing their thing over here. We all got our own. Matter of fact, we always 2 steps away from killing each other. Matter of fact, some people say we on the brink right now of a civil war in this country. So imagine how it is over there where you've got all these different factions. Now understand, follow me. The big dogs, the United States and Russia and all these other big countries, they like to go in like the big bruh. And they pick a side. Normally they pick the side that's beneficial to them. So whoever over here got a beef with the people over here, and they might not have no weapons, no money. They just got an attitude. And the big dog walk up and say, you know what, family, I'm going to equip you. I'm going to give you everything you need to be a pain in their goddamn side. Because if you can help us take them out, life would be better for you. Life would be better for me. This is the tune that they sing to these groups. And then they give them everything they want. Imagine if somebody came to the United States and said, bros, sisters, we know y'all sick of this, y'all sick of that, and y'all want da-da-da-da-da, but y'all don't have the money, y'all don't have the equipment, y'all don't have the resources, da-da-da-da. We gonna give it to you. Now go be a thorn in their side and tear them down. If somebody did that over here, if one of those countries said, I'm feeling the plight of the Black American, I'm feeling it, we're gonna give them guns and missiles and bombs, and, we're going to give them uniforms and medicine. Matter of fact, we're going to support them with airstrikes, and we'll send our folks in. We'll tell them that we're helping them. We're going to call them freedom fighters. That's what they do in other countries to destabilize a leadership that doesn't want to play ball with them. And I'm not going to go into that right now. But they made a statement over 10 years ago that within 20 years, they will go to war with the following countries. The next country on that list is Iran. This is no secret. So therefore, if you follow history, we have a major war every 10 years. Just do your research. Go back. Go back 10 years. We was in Iraq. Go back 10 years before that. We was in Saudi. Go back 10 years before that. We was in Vietnam. Every 10 years, we in a war with somebody. It's time, y'all. We 3 days into 2020, new decade. They ready to get it popping. Except, y'all know who gonna be doing the popping. Well, Let me help you out. For those of you all who are not familiar with the Selective Service, let me break it down to you real quick. All males are U.S. citizens, regardless of where you live, whether you're a male immigrant, whether you're documented or undocumented. Listen to this. Residing in the United States who are 18 through 25 are required to register with the Selective Service. Now, you ain't supposed to be here, but you better register with the Selective Service so in case we need some hands and feet to get the job done, we know we can come get you. Yes, they will come get you. In a draft, you don't show up, they come to pick you up. That's how it goes down. If you don't show up, they come into your house to get you. You're going to serve regardless. The law says that you, all the men, have to register for the Selective Service within 30 days of their 18th birthday. So if you haven't done that already and you a bruh listening to me, think about that. Now somebody just hit me. What happens if I don't do it? Okay, let me read it to you. What happens if you don't register for the Selective Service? It's real easy. You can face a fine up to $250,000 and do 5 years in federal prison. Boom. You want to do that? Cool. Handle that. That's a federal conviction you ruin for the rest of your life simply because you wouldn't go fight. Next question somebody asked me, and again, like I said before, everybody's been trying to get on the Selective Service website, .gov this morning. They are jammed. You can't even get on there. So it ain't just us. They can see the writing on the wall. But let's talk about that. They stopped making it voluntary. Making it involuntary. They made it voluntary. And a lot of us joined, a lot of us served. And notice over the years, they've made serving in the military honorable. Support the troops. It's an honorable thing to do. When they start drafting people, y'all keep that same energy. Y'all keep that same energy. Support the troops. Because this man did something that was so egregious. And the country of Iran has already said, oh, y'all gonna pay for this. We're gonna get y'all for this. But y'all gotta follow the whole story. They didn't just kill dude. See, y'all gotta realize it's like the OJ case. It was ramping up. But y'all didn't pay attention to the little shit that was going on that you have to pay attention to. So when they pull the trigger on the big shit, you ain't the only one standing there talking about what's going on. What you mean I'm drafted? What you mean I got to go to war? I ain't got nothing against nobody. That's how we all felt. The United States is in a very, very interesting position right now. Look at where we stand in the world right now. Look how divided we are at home right now. You want to go pick a fight with somebody? This man is on the verge of being impeached. His trial in the Senate happens this week. And then, lo and behold, out the blue, I'll just start a war. You see, I used to believe, y'all, that there were people out there because you've never worn a uniform, because you've never been to combat, that maybe you didn't understand what it was all about, what the fighting was about. So I kind of said, I gave y'all a pass. And I figured that nobody who's never been in the uniform should ever command the troops. Because you don't know, you're like a baby with a blowtorch. I used to believe that. But now I believe that there are people in this world who are fully aware of the horrors of war and who are fully aware of the impact it has on people like you and me. They just don't give a shit. They don't give a rat's ass about you, me, no damn body else. And they'll kill every last one of us if they have to, so that they can say, I won. So I want all y'all who's sitting around this morning that's thinking, if we go to war, will I have to go? Look at what they've done. They made it easier for women to go into combat. They've made it easier for gays to go into the service. They have, they've raised the age of enlistment. Yeah. They've even established a new branch of the military. Like, we're going to be in space fighting who? They've been positioning this like chess. Ready for a good war now. As a matter of fact, what's the easiest way to reduce the Earth population? A war. But a war with Iran would not just be a war with the country of Iran. It would be a war against the religion of Islam. And if y'all don't see that, the last thing we need on this planet right now is a global religious war. Christians versus the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? That's the old school war that's going down. But there are so many other factions. Then you got atheists now. You got other people who don't even believe that the scriptures are correct. I mean, the war will be this is exactly the kind of world that they described in the book of Eli. Remember, it was after the war and it was over the word. But then again, it is written in the book. It says in the last days, there will be war and rumors of war. And that's what we got now. I was wondering when that peace was going to show up. So if you don't think that you are a candidate to be sent into war, I beg you to think again. I really do. Somebody asked me, well, how do you get out of being in the Selective Service? You know, how can you become exempt? I went ahead and looked it up. I didn't want to quote wrong. I'm looking at it right here on the screen. It says, many men will still are required to register with Selective Service, would be exempt from being drafted to military service. Ordained ministers, now everybody can run out and become a preacher, and men with physical disabilities. I ain't got no arms, I ain't got no legs. I'm gonna roll your ass out there anyway. You can talk. For example, ordained ministers and men with physical disabilities, for example, you must register. However, if you're called for draft examination, they will be exempted from service. So don't turn around, y'all, and all of a sudden become deacon, pastor, ordained on the Third Tabernacle of the Rock of Gibraltar, Episcopalian Southern Baptist. You know, don't become that dude over. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you have physical disabilities, trust and believe, I've seen people come in the military with waivers for all crime. When they need somebody to shoot, when they need somebody to kill, trust and believe, if you can pull a trigger and you can move, that's all we need. That's it. All that other stuff y'all talking. See, I'm laughing because in a way, even though this is terrible, this is a horrible thing. It's terrible. This is, it's despicable. I just think that it's distasteful. But I actually am sitting here thinking, looking at my people and looking at people in general. Y'all talk a lot. Y'all strong, especially the bros in the hood. Sisters, y'all know how many bros talk strong. They talk real strong. You know, they around the house talking strong. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that think it's okay to put their hands on a woman. Y'all talking real strong. Yeah. Let me get your ass out there on that battlefield. And shit start flying. People start exploding next to you. You got blood and guts running down your arm. And you get out there and motherfuckers got flamethrowers burning up 10, 20 motherfuckers at one time. And you get out there and we got a sniper hitting your ass from a half mile away and you can't see who dropping you. And then you get caught. And then you get tortured. Then you get killed. Y'all talk real strong, America. So I'm kind of like, you know what? Even though it's wrong, maybe we could use a good war. That's all I got to say about this. Real talk. Y'all stay smart. Pay attention. Stay alert. And stay alive. Because when it goes down, it's going to go down fast. And they're going to play out a show in front of y'all like they did on 9/11. And when you get that letter, or you get that phone call, or we social media now, you might get it on your account. You might get it on your phone. When that happens, and they say your number came up, see, they didn't just get everybody. They might do everybody this time. They used to be, they had a lottery. It went on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? They had a way of making, just because you didn't know if you was going to get got. You was walking around like, you know, like, my boy gone. I'm good. Oh, I got that letter. My turn came. You understand what I'm saying? Sisters, they already doing legislation to get you in too. And if you are here illegally, don't worry. You're going to fight too. Because none of the people who make the decision to go to war ever go to war. You do. And it's an honorable thing to die for your country. Think about the world today. Think about the United States. That's what happened. They killed one of Iran's top dogs. They trying to poke the bear. They want this war. There's only two ways this ain't gonna happen. One, nobody goes, everybody disobedient, but we know that ain't gonna happen. But you stop and think about it. They'll say, if you don't go, we're gonna lock you up. Shit, y'all locking up black folks anyway, so take me. That's what a lot of y'all gonna say. I hope. Otherwise, I guess I'll see y'all on the battlefield real soon. World War III in full effect. Get smart. Still can't get on their website. The Selective Service website is jammed. I'm telling you, hold on, let me see what it say. I'll show it to you. It say cannot be reached. Show it to me. It say cannot be reached. Look at that, look at that. That's what they say. They've been that way all morning. All morning. It's ridiculous. Because it ain't just us that don't see the writing on the wall. Everybody sees it. We got this 2020. World War III. Let's see what happened with this one. Get this fool out the White House. Y'all ain't want me to be president. Holler back. Peace.